What's up, fam? Welcome to L.U.S.T. Let Us Speak Truth. I'm your host, Nick. We got the crew on here. What's up, people?
Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, y'all.
What up, though?
It's been a minute. We all been busy doing things. How y'all been?
Great.
Doing great. Getting ready for graduation.
Ooh, Lord. Yeah. Graduations.
Yeah, I got prom next week and graduation the week after.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah.
But I went all out though. I rented my son a goat. I got him an airplane to go to the prom in, and he got an Avengers suit. It's like bulletproof and stuff.
Got a damn airplane.
That sounds like a whole lot of money.
You know, nowadays though, nowadays these kids want everything on this planet. I was making the joke about the goat, but ain't none of y'all catch it. So I'm guessing y'all ain't see it. These kids now is taking their prom pictures with an actual goat, like the animal.
Like the goat, the greatest of all time, but the goat.
Like the actual goat.
The actual goat.
They parents is going to get
lot
goats.
of money, you small fry.
Right.
My thing is, what's the symbolic behind the goat?
The greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
You see what that say right there? You see that?
Ah.
You know who that is, right?
That is Biggie. All right, y'all. Tonight's topic, we're going to talk about things women do that scare men away and things men do that scare women away.
Oh, it's going to be easy.
So we're going to start with the women.
All right.
What are some things that women do that scare men away?
I mean,
Well,
go ahead.
Well, women have expectations. I can tell you that much now.
Mm-hmm.
We have expectations.
Okay, Lanita.
Man, so a few things off the top of my head. Commitment. Like I feel like we force commitment on men when they're not ready. The other thing is nagging. We do nag a lot. And another thing is smothering. We could be very smothering people
I
when
think
it comes to
that could be both.
nagging and smothering.
Smothering can be both.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. But that wasn't the question. Don't try to put it on us. It ain't our turn.
Just saying. Okay, right. Keep going with me. Keep saying some things that scare men away.
You're right.
I'm gonna say controlling, possessive. If a woman is too dominant and possessive and they try to control and be the lead, I think that pushes a man away.
And another thing though, too, because more women up today are looking way better than these men out here. So that kind of scare men away as well.
I think if the women are too pretty, it might scare men away because they don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Right.
That could be.
Nah, but
I think if a man
go ahead, Lily. Go ahead.
I think if a woman asks too many questions, I think it scares a man away.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you real quick what I read of the top 4 things that scare men away. Materialistic women, they show greed. Women constantly being argumentative. You hear women threatening their baby daddy in front of you. And women with poor hygiene.
Oh, Travis would have ate that up.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he would have jumped all over that one. But I think the biggest, to me, for real, the biggest one at this age, like I'm about to be 43, so I'm not really that old, but I'm not really young no more. Is independent women.
Mm-hmm.
I think is the biggest problem. You know what I'm saying?
And what is the problem?
And I'll dig into that one a little bit and say it's not that you're independent by choice or not, but when you get with somebody, stop saying I'm used to being independent. That's why I am this way, because I'm used to doing it alone. This is what I'm used to. If that's the case, then stay alone. You don't need to let somebody else join your team if you never want them to shoot the ball. Do not because
Hold on.
but listen to what I'm saying though. I get the fact that y'all are women and you may not see it from the same perception that I do. But the original question is what scares men away?
Right. Right.
So you have to understand that you may not mean it that way, or you wasn't trying to do that, but I'm telling you, that's how it comes off.
What
Women
about
that constant.
What about the women that say, I don't need no man?
Right, but that don't even
no
scare
man.
that don't even scare you away. That lets you know they want some dick. That's all that means.
Oh,
I don't need no man means come through here, dust me off, and then go home. And that's what a lot of men like. But that's why the problem is a lot of the problem is what we're allowing in our moment of selfishness.
Is that what men feel when people
you
say, I don't need no man? They really
because
feel
you're
like
still, so you're telling me you don't need nothing from me, but the one thing that you can't do by yourself. You could penetrate yourself with a toy and all that, but it doesn't have a heartbeat. It doesn't change temperatures. It doesn't climax with uncontrollable. That's the shit that turns women on. That lights y'all candle, or however you want to say it. Imagine, like, I know many women who are single who talk about their toys and stuff, right? And they're like, yo, it's amazing. It's amazing for like the first 5 minutes. But like 25 minutes later, bitch, you ain't nut yet. Like, nigga, come on. Y'all get tired just like we do. Like, you got it. I ain't gonna dig into that.
I got a question though. So what if, Ro, since you're the only guy, what if I have two questions. What happens if a woman wants to hunt more than the guy then? Is that a turn on?
No.
But some men can't handle that.
That just means that means you as an individual, you have to tighten up. You got to start going to the gym. You got to increase your stamina. You got to bring that aspect of your life has to increase if that's what your partner likes. See
and
what I'm saying?
And then what if they don't do that? What if they're just like, I just.
Well, then that's for the other person to decide whether it's time to go or not.
So my other question is, Ro, if I just want to flip the scenario, because you said some women are like, okay, well, I'm so independent, I don't really need a man. What happens if you flip the scenario and then the woman is trying to cater to a man that's independent in his own right, and they're like, yo, let me do something for you, let me cater to you, let me take care of you, and the guy is not used to being taken care of because he's been single for so long? How do you do that?
That's exactly the correct answer you should give on part 2 of this question. When it asks, what is it that turns off a woman? And then you can say that part right there. But for the man side of it, that turns us off. We don't want nobody that we don't want to be needed in reference to monthly responsibilities.
Right.
Like,
but I'm saying
straight out the beginning. We don't want to be needed in that way, straight out the gate. You know what I mean? Because that means you're dealing with somebody who's not able to take care of themselves as an adult and their individual responsibilities. You want someone who needs you. I promise you this. I'll tell you this. There's no better feeling for a man than feeling like a protector to a woman.
Okay. Go ahead.
And that's what I mean by saying being needed.
Yeah. Gotcha. Let me ask a question, because I'm a little bit confused. When a woman says that I'm independent, isn't she? I guess it's the way that she words it. To me, it's like she's asking for help. Like, I've been so independent for so long, I don't know what to do. So show me or teach me how to be,
Right. But most of the times, but the question is what is a turn off? If you got to keep doing things, and when I say, yo, babe, why are you doing that? Gotcha. And you say, I'm used to being by myself. Yeah, I hear you, but you're not no more.
So it's the presentation. It's the presentation.
It's the presentation, right? Because then it's like, yo, like it gets like, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna use myself as an example, right? I'm in a relationship right now with a woman who is very quick to say, I'm used to being blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And when I first met her, she was telling me all the things that the ex wasn't doing. And I was like, what the fuck? He's not pumping gas. He's not taking the trash to the curb. He's not doing it. Like, well, what type of man doesn't do that? Not in no way, shape, or form of me hating on that man. It was just an internal question I was asking myself. Like, what would make that man stop doing those basic things? You know what I'm saying?
That's what a lot of women and men don't understand. When you
But then
ex,
right.
that
But
is
then as I've been in this relationship for 2 years, because you're so wanting to be in charge of the things that you don't have nothing to do with, right? It makes the man say, yo, fuck it, you got it.
Yeah.
Yo, you got it. Yo, you want to keep talking like that? You got it. You want to keep, I cut the grass every week. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things that I do as a man. And if you keep overstepping your place in certain spots, and I hate to say those words because it sounds derogatory when I say overstepping, but I don't mean overstepping. I'm saying if I go outside to cut the grass, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. Don't come out there and be like, don't forget the weed whack. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna blow the grass off the sidewalk? Like, yo, I'm not finished. Go back inside. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't come in the kitchen and be like, are you gonna put seasoning salt on that? You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you guys a question. When you first meet somebody and you guys start dating, and then they want to bring you around their friends, right? You guys get to that point where you guys meet each other's friends. Do you guys look at their friends to see the type of people that they hang with and think that they're like them? If it's a good
I tend to do so. I tend to do so.
Absolutely.
And what if they're nothing like their friend, but their friend is just, let's say it's a female. Let's say it's me and you and we are best friends. And let's say I'm just a fucking hoe, but you're this innocent girl that just wants a relationship. You bring your dude that you start dating around me, and he starts looking at me like, dang, what's wrong with her? She acts stank. Do you get embarrassed or do you say, oh, that's just Nicole?
That's just Nicole, because we're on a level. If I'm bringing you around my friends, then me and him have already discussed my friends, not in a bad or in a derogatory way, but he already knows where my heart and my mind is. So
this is the beginning. So if he just meets me and you guys been for like 3 months, and he just meets me and I'm dressed like a hoe. I mean, I don't mean to use those words. I'm sorry guys for all the hoes there. Woo, woo. But but let's say we out at the club and I'm just doing the most. And you're just be like, that's Nicole. But then he's looking at me like, that's her best friend. Is she high?
I'm gonna be like, that's Nicole. Like, you can't pass judgment on somebody you really don't know. You don't know her backstory. You don't know her front story. That's just my homegirl.
But what if you actually know her and she's actually out?
But that's my friend, so I'm gonna protect her. I'm not gonna tell my man she a hoe.
Right, but when he see it himself and be like, yo, she's a hoe, and you be like,
then that's what he's gonna think. Like, we're not gonna discuss it.
That's his perception.
Listen, for me,
I'm not gonna discuss it. Like, that's his perception, but I'm not gonna discuss my friend in the capacity of her being a hoe. I'm gonna be like, she was just having a good time.
So you saying he shouldn't judge your character off of who you hang around?
Absolutely, he shouldn't. But no, what I'm saying is he shouldn't. But the thing is, people do, because of the fact that we have people look at the company we keep, and people look at that saying a birds of a flock together, birds of a feather flock together.
Right.
So when people look at that, they're automatically gonna think, and I tell my kids this: if you hanging out with hoes and it's a bunch of them, even though you're not a hoe, they're gonna associate you as being a hoe because you're hanging out with hoe ass chicks. Right. So they're gonna think that you're still doing hoe ass shit. My thing is, carry yourself as such. So even though you're around, you carry yourself a certain way, so you set yourself apart. Because a lot of times we become friends with people that we see past their flaws. We're friends with them because of their heart. We're there with them because of the things that we've been through together. I'm not gonna judge you because of what you do
the most.
That's I'm still gonna judge your whole ass.
No, and I'm saying, like, that's what it is. People are gonna judge you. People are gonna judge you, but you do things to set yourself apart. I have a lot of friends that if I were to go
have
out
poets
with,
ways.
yeah, but a guy is gonna look at me next to that friend and they're gonna know she's not like her.
Right,
I
right,
give you that.
Right.
right.
Right. Right. Okay. What about when you're dating somebody and you guys go to dinner? Let's say you're 2 months in, you guys go to dinner and you're sitting at the table and all you see is this.
That's rude as shit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm cool.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I'm just responding real quick, babe. I'll be all right.
Really?
Hold on 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
How does that affect you?
First of all, that's disrespectful.
I think it's rude.
And you're telling me that you're not interested in the date. Because if that phone is able to preoccupy your mind more than the woman that's sitting in, the lady that's sitting in front of you, then we got issues, we got problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is my thing. First of all, I agree with Tanya 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Don't move the goalpost. I know you about to move the goalpost. Go ahead.
But on the flip side of that, I would actually appreciate if he actually picked up the phone and did stuff around me rather than put the phone on silent or on vibrate and then set it off to the side. If you feel what I'm saying, because a lot of times if you put your stuff on silent and vibrate and you walk away and you don't want your phone around you while you're with me, usually that's because there's somebody you don't want calling you while you're with me. It could be two ways. It could be two ways. It could be like I'm giving her my undivided attention and I don't want to be distracted. Or it could be, hey, I know I got some shit in my phone that I really don't want her to see. It could be two ways. But
listen, if it ain't your kids or your parents,
exactly,
don't answer the goddamn phone when you're on a date.
Right. That's true.
I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. If it ain't your kids,
and don't put your motherfucking
or your
phone
parents, do not answer that damn phone.
You bet not.
That's
yeah, but on a date, yeah, I need your undivided attention because I'm gonna give you my undivided attention.
That's respect.
And then the thing about it too, what you do as a man and as a woman, you say, excuse me, I need to take this call. This is my, my child or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just respect.
Let me ask you this, Ro. Are men attracted to women that have a social life, or do they care if they do or not?
I think men are not attracted to women with a social life until their woman wants all their time.
Okay. Good answer.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, babe, you don't want to go out with your homegirls? It's Friday, No, I wanna watch a movie with you. Damn, yo, imagine all her friends posting stuff online and she being like, oh my God, they were doing this and I missed this. And then she's in the house bitching like she can't go, but she chooses not to go. But now it affects you because you want her to go because you just want to chill and watch the game. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What are three biggest turnoffs to you guys when you first start dating somebody? What is the biggest three issues that you have when you first go on dates?
I got you. For one, they fall in like too fast.
Okay.
2, they talk about what wasn't in the last couple of relationships that can be easy in the new relationships.
Okay.
And 3, too many expectations for the person that they don't even know for real. Me being me as the datee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm supposed to do the next one.
Good answer. Ladies.
And for me, I'm looking at your outer appearance. I'm looking, when we're sitting down at dinner, the second thing will be your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And then conversation. Are you a conversationalist? Can you have a conversation? Can you stick to the topic? If you all over the place, you bipolar.
Right.
Yeah.
Lanita. things that are like.
So I would say being polite. Being polite to me, of course, but to his surroundings. Like if we're ordering food, there's a certain way. Like you're polite to people. You know, just being good to people that you notice. That's one. Two, of course, how you your appearance. I want you to care about your appearance because I care about my appearance. So that would be appearance and hygiene. And in three, you want to have a good time. So a good conversation.
Okay. What do y'all feel about the one biggest thing that I would say for a man? I'm not a man, but correct me if I'm wrong, Ro. When women feel entitled. I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to be like that. I'm entitled to feel like entitlement is like the biggest.
Yeah, that was one of my three where I said the expectations of the person is like you expect me to do certain things just because, you know, like I want your time, so I gotta pay for stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we just so happen to go on a date, first date, and you need gas, and I'm supposed to go fill up your car. You know what I mean? Like,
do people do that?
Yeah, yo, man. When I tell you, I'm you know, fortunately enough, I haven't been in a dating community in the last 2 years. But if I was, I would tell y'all, it's crazy out there.
Wow.
Do you have homeboys do you have homeboys that are out there like still on the dating scene and they tell you stories of what they go through?
Yeah, I go out with them sometimes. They'll be like, yo, come with me to the spot. I gotta meet Shorty I told you about the other day. I'll be like, all right. And I go, but I like sit off in the cut or something. You know what I mean? Cause they be worried too. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta think men don't like you don't really know for real if people trying to set you up. Like you don't have no idea what's really going on out here. It's scary, man. And these women is like the social media world has altered these people's minds so much to where, you know, Shorty came to the spot with two of her homegirls. Because it wasn't a date for them. It was just a link up at a bar. Like, where you at? We at the spot. Pull up. She pulls up with her homegirls and she tell my man, like, yo, like, we good? And he like, yeah, what you mean? And she like, nah, I'm saying you taking care of everything. We straight, right? And my man like, damn, like, I don't even know you for real. And I gotta pay for your friend.
That wasn't
so he looked at me and I'm like,
I'd be like, you better call Tyrone.
Yeah, but that's
but is it, let me say something. We just lost Ro. That's not in the older generation. Is that more in the younger generation?
Oh yeah.
That's what
like
I thought.
this whole dating scene. Like I know a couple of people right now that are actually dating. And how do you know as a woman if you're into somebody and you know that, okay, this is it? How do you ask them, how do you feel? Like, is this real? Is it, you know what I mean? And if they say, I really dig you, I'm really liking you, what does that mean? How do you know that it's pushing forward? Like,
well, the thing for me, I'm going to ask you to speak like I'm a kindergartner. You're going to have to break it all the way down to me. You know, I don't want to speculate. I don't want an imitation. I don't want anything. I want you to be straight up honest with me. And being straight up and honest lets me know that this guy is really into me. He don't have to be to the point that, oh yeah, I want to marry Tanya, but he's into me to the fact that he's been open and honest with me.
See, I like men that are, when you first meet them and stuff and you show that you're into them and they don't even really have to say so much. They show you
That's
into you.
beautiful.
And once they show you, you're like, you're still in awe because with what you've been through. And now you're like, dang, he's really showing me, but I need to hear it. You know what I mean? And that's where some men get kind of pushed off because they shouldn't, in their mind, they don't have to tell you. They're showing you.
Well, can I add this little plug in here, because I know there's no guys in Kansas City that do that. We need y'all guys to stand up, step up.
I think it's very hard for guys to communicate their feelings on an emotional level. So it's easier for them to show, like, I'm here. I could be anywhere in the world, but I'm here with you, right?
Ooh, that statement. That statement.
Even though there's that statement is double-sided. Because you could be, I'm gonna just say it, you could be anywhere in the world, but that man could be married and still be with somebody else, and then he's telling this lady. But the point is that I think men find it very difficult to really express how they feel verbally, especially when it comes to a woman, because one thing I think, because I'm saying I think, men have a hard time with is being vulnerable, because they're supposed to protect and provide. They're supposed to be this strong feature. And when they get into their feelings about how they feel about something, especially if it makes them vulnerable, it breaks them down to a level that they're really not comfortable with. So it's very hard for them to communicate that. But I think when a man is able to do that, that shows their true strength.
And I think that's why we don't have a lot of traditional men anymore, because the women out here look for what they got, what they can do for them, and like chivalry is out the window. When someone opens the doors for you, when someone pumps your gas, that's a lot. To me, I love that.
I love it too.
But you don't see a lot of that anymore, because I blame the strength of a woman that expected from that man. And then it's the trickle effect. You know what I mean?
You know what's the trip too is when we expect certain things from a man and then we take it for granted because it's this small, but just because it's this small, it is actually quite huge in the action. Like pumping my gas, it's a small gesture to them, but it's huge to me. And but with some women, he's like, oh, he just pumped my gas. It's taken for granted. So it's like, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, he just pumped my gas. It's $40 or $50. And I'm like, yo, that's $40 that got you to and from for a whole week and a half. Like he gave you transportation. You know what I mean? Like, to me, a lot of people look at the small things, not realizing how big or how much of an impact they truly do make.
That's it.
Well, and let me add something else. Let me add something as well. Women don't do that. Yeah. Women don't do that. Women like ourselves, we're giving and loving. So we want that back. We see the smallest things that you do and we love it and we glorify it.
Right.
Someone else that's way younger than we are, these are the things that they look for. So therefore, you're ruining a bunch of men that's coming up in this generation because of the women the girls that are portraying them as gold diggers.
Right. And just like, I don't like to bring him up because a lot of people don't like him, but rest in peace, the man who passed.
That's a lot of them.
Shut up. Evan Samuels. So when the women called him, they called him for advice, right? So they're looking at him, well, I'm calling you and I want a 6-figure man and this and that. And he says, okay, so what do you do? Well, I'm a business owner. Okay, well, you want a 6-figure man. He makes money too. So he don't care about your money. What else can you offer? And that's what a lot of times women get misconstrued, because women think that their bodies and because they own a home or they make triple digits like a man, like they don't need shit. No, women, you still need shit. Just like Ro was saying earlier, you don't have a dick. So you need that dick and you need that companionship and you need and if you don't if you start taking these men for granted the way these these millennials do now, you're going to end up alone because your body is going to go so far because you will lose your figure unless you continue have money to get all your tummy tucks and all that shit. Your money doesn't mean shit because you should be dating somebody that is at your level, like Lanita said in a past podcast.
Yoked.
So if you're there and you're a beautiful woman, all this is going to go away at some point in your life. So what else can you do to keep a man? It's your kindness, your humbleness. Speak to them with respect, as long as they respect you, of course. Be their partner. Be their partner. If you find somebody that cannot equal to what you are trying to become, he's not for you, or she's not for you.
Right.
And let me add on to this: submissive. Do not take that in a negative manner. That's not a negative connotation. It's only how you define that.
Right.
So submissive can mean anything. He's submissive to you and you being submissive to him. You both are coming together as one.
Right. Right. Hold on, Ro. Okay. You there, Ro?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I swear.
So we just had a whole conversation. Y'all can get him up to speed.
We're talking about women and toys.
No, really. We're talking about when you meet somebody and you like the millennials now, they don't know what it's like to really have a man, a traditional man.
Okay.
So the millennials now will expect you to pump their gas, like you were saying. They will expect you to pay for them to get their hair and nails done. They will expect just because. Okay, let me back up. There was one podcast recently that Lanita spoke to. Date your rate. I'm gonna say it just like that. Date your rate. So you be with somebody that is equal to you, right? So you don't have the argument of who makes more, because that is something that a man can't handle, and that's something that a woman can't handle. If a woman thinks that she has it all and she's got it going on, but her man makes more, there's women out there now that are like, I don't care how much you make. I make this much and I'm still doing this and I'm still doing this and I own my home and I do this. So what? Right. You can get a man, but how do you keep a man? That's
exactly.
You can get a man. Right. How do you keep him?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's important to know that there's a difference between compatibility and you got to be able to be compatible with people.
Yeah. I think you gotta be on the same level. You got not same level, but the same mindset, the same goal type. If you are a man and you have all these goals that you want to hit before you're a certain age, and you have a woman that's beautiful as hell, makes decent money, but she's like, I want to go travel. I want to go here. I want to go here. I want to go here. But you're trying to build an empire. You're trying to own your own business and do something. But she's like, you could do that, but you ain't stopping me because I still want to travel. I still want to do this. And no.
She's right though.
She could be if you want to own your own business and your woman just wants to travel, and not help you build your empire.
Right.
You do all the traveling with her, but your empire fails. How are you gonna feel? How are you gonna feel?
Well, yeah, you'll feel bad, but that's so the same way she has the right to make those choices, you have the right to separate yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's like, but what I mean by that is I don't blame her for wanting to do those things. It's just like you said, y'all don't align.
Right.
It's okay. It's not, it ain't no bad blood, baby. Matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna stop getting any deeper than who we are because of our goals. But you go on them trips. And next year, when you go to Santorini and I done stacked up all the bread I want, I'm gonna meet you there. And I'm gonna see you when we out there, but I'm gonna be on the yacht. See, you gonna be in the hotel room. I'm gonna be on the yacht. It's gonna be a little different.
So are you gonna leave her?
Nah, she's gonna leave me. She made the choice to not want to do what I envision as a great future.
Okay.
So when she does that, then that's when I say, okay, that's what's up. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna slide. I'm at the point in my life where crying about somebody not matching up or aligning with you is pointless.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna change them. We're too old. You're not changing nobody. They're not changing.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
You cannot
not changing.
You cannot change a person.
Nah.
Period.
Nah.
Period.
Nah.
So
all that shit did. And everybody got to realize that all that shit did. You're not gonna make nobody rearrange how they think, see things differently. If they don't want to see it, it is not going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So women out there, please, when you meet a man that says he doesn't want X, Y, and Z, don't think in your heart that your body, your intentions, your everything is gonna make him change his way of thinking. Because all you're doing is beating yourself up.
Period.
When a man meets a woman,
right?
When a man meets a woman and she's in the strip club and she strips and she does this and she does that, and that's her mindset. And the man says, "Don't worry about it, Diamond. I'm gonna save you from Ronnie and Trixie." And you're not, bro.
Diamond.
You're not changing her mindset. You know what I'm saying? Stop beating yourself up. Right. And then if you choose to do it, be an adult and recognize the fact that you chose to do it, knowing that it wasn't what it was never supposed to be. So what you mad for?
Right.
That part.
Right.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is one thing, because Ro just said his, ladies, what is one thing that you would tell the younger women out here if they have that mindset of, I don't need no man and I got this and I do this and da 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 da, and then they go in their own lonely bed, depressed because they don't have a man? What would you tell them today?
I would tell them, listen, baby girl, first and foremost, you need to be honest with yourself. We all need somebody. Ain't that a song?
Yeah.
We all need somebody and we all want somebody.
Yeah.
You know, so this little thing that you're portraying, saying that I don't need a man, that's a lie. And you're lying to yourself. So.
Right.
And what would you say, Lanita?
I think when a woman tells themselves they don't need a man, that comes from hurt. Yeah. And it's a lot of self-evaluation that she just needs to do. We're not put on this earth to be by ourselves. If you choose to be by yourself, that's just what you choose to do. But you as a woman in a relationship with whoever, you know, I wouldn't necessarily call it a partnership, even though there's aspects where you do need to have that partnership in there, but you're a helpmate because you can't do it all by yourself. Like we can, but it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to go from A to B to C by yourself when you know that you have somebody that can be riding with you from A, B, and C to make sure that you don't sink and you swim it at all times. You know what I mean? So I just think that when a woman says, you know, I could do this, you know, I don't need a man. That's just coming from her that she hasn't moved past, and
Right.
she just needs to kind of reevaluate. I personally, like Tanya said earlier, you know, the submission is not a bad thing, and I think people put a bad label on it, but I like to be submissive. It makes me feel good in a relationship to know that I can take care of my man in a way that another woman cannot.
Right. Right. And I'll tell you guys this personally before you
Wow,
go.
that was deep. All right, Lily, I see you, baby.
Hi, Lily.
Listen, I'm
Lily.
51 years old and I never knew how to be submissive because the people that I have been with never really taught me. I didn't really understand it. And so I'm learning to be submissive now, but at the same time, it's hard for me because I'm giving, but I'm getting, getting, getting. You understand? So it's not.
Right.
So
I don't understand. What does that mean? Can
that
you
means,
break that down for me? I didn't get it.
yeah. So for instance, like I'm in a relationship now, right? Engaged, and we've been together for 5 years. Everything is great. Like I'm cool, and but I've never spoke to him about things that I've been through in the past. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
started telling him, and then I feel like I have triggers. So he knows so much that if there's something that he does, I'll be like, wait, what? It's almost like it's used against me. That's how I feel, even though it may not be that way, but that's how I feel sometimes. I feel like it's used against me from what I told you.
Right,
Mm.
but do you think he feel like it may be used against him as well?
I
Like
don't know.
because of if you explain to him how interactions have been with other men in the past, then that either he changes his interactions with you as a man or he triggers you.
Mm,
So he has to be mindful of how he responds to situations based on how they were responded to you in the past.
right. But vice versa. So if he has triggers and then I speak to him about certain things from his past, and I'm very careful because I think men are more sensitive when they've been hurt than women because women have always been hurt and
Right.
know how to bounce back.
Take that. I'll take that.
Men don't really know how to bounce back so fast like women. You know what I mean? So it's almost like and not to talk about just my personal situation, just in general, I feel like when women are with somebody that they really, really like or they're really, really wanting to be with, I feel like more women can communicate more and be open. Ooh, I don't know what's happening. And be more open than a man. And I think some women, well, I'll say our age group, because the younger generation, I can't even tell.
Right.
They're all
Right.
crazy. Our generation, I think women feel comfort in affirmation. I think women feel comfortable in telling them you look beautiful. You know, I think.
But
Go ahead.
yeah. Now I'm just saying it's when you say women, it makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But every woman is different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You could be with a woman who her ex used to always tell her, you look beautiful, you look beautiful, you look beautiful, just lying to her. And that's a trigger to her. And you won't know she told you about it, but now you can't even tell your woman that she looked good because you're scared that you might trigger her.
Mm.
Because it could be it in the last relationship, it could come off as an insecurity or a way of controlling the woman. I'm just saying we don't know what the situation was, but like you said, every relationship we leave with different pieces that could set us off in that direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you know what? I tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's no answers to none of this shit.
Because there's too many people that are different.
There's too many variables. There's too many people. There's too many personalities. There's too many opinions. All you can do is find somebody that you're happier with more than you're sad with. That's it.
the
I don't care.
80-20 rule.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
talking about 51. I'm talking about 51-49.
Hold on. Go ahead, Tanya.
listen, I'm gonna say this. Everybody's fucked up anyway. We all fucked up.
Yeah.
Right.
And we all come in with different personalities. We don't know who from 1 minute to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Agree.
And so it's hard to please anybody, you know, especially if you don't know that person. But it takes time, it takes growth, it takes understanding, it takes conversation, it takes a lot of love, it takes a lot of submissive, it takes a lot of that. But at the end of the day, ain't nobody on this motherfucking earth normal. We all fucked up.
And I agree with that, because here's the thing. Let's say you're with somebody and you're with somebody for like 8, 10, 12, 15 years, right? And you feel like you know that person, like that person, you know him inside and out. She knows you inside and out. And all of a sudden they do one thing that is like, what the fuck?
Right.
And it throws you all the way off, because you had no idea that that person can do that to you or say the things that they said to you.
I've
that
been there.
day.
I've been there.
Right. You're right. So, ladies and gentlemen of this world today, we all fucked up, as we all said. Get your life right.
Before you try to get somebody else's.
Learn some traditional rules and roles. I don't think we have them anymore. I really don't. I don't think they.
They out there. They out there. People just don't want to recognize them. People don't want to recognize them, and everybody's quick to try to not be falling subject to the gender roles and all these different things. They're real.
Yeah.
And I think they're definitely out there. It just depends on who you deal with and the type of the relationship that you develop.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely think that they're out there. But people try to make shit in this. I don't know. People live in a facade. I do think that people definitely have traditional values and that they live by.
I love how you said that. And I'm gonna tell you men out there, if you have your own pad and you trying to date, don't be a facade. Just don't be a facade.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Gay, you gay. Okay. Don't be trying to put on the wig when she leaves.
What?
And ladies,
where did that come from?
Stop being a facade.
Exactly.
You out there pump faking.
But on that note, you guys, I love you. We are going to see you guys on Sunday. We appreciate you guys. Subscribe to L.U.S.T. Let Us Speak Truth. We are up to close. I think we're at 2,800 subscribers or more. I can't remember. Y'all, thank you. And we will see you on Sunday. Later.